Good evening, and a very warm welcome to this Thursday's talk. The topic is a beautiful one, living a life full of love. Who wouldn't want that? And our speaker is Marcelo Bulk. I'll tell you a little bit about him. Welcome, Marcelo. Marcelo has been associated with the Brahma Kumaris for 38 years, and he's the National Co-ordinator for the university's activities in Colombia. He works professionally as a business consultant and facilitator with several major companies in Latin America, Asia, and Europe. And he also lectures internationally on subjects related to self-leadership, human values, and meditation. And it's not finally, because he's got a much longer bio, but I'm not going to go through it for his sake and mine and yours, because I want to hear what Marcelo is going to share. But finally, he's authored a book published in Spanish and Portuguese entitled The Pathway Towards Leadership. So welcome to London. He was saying earlier when we connected, nice to be in London without the hassle of all the rest, security and passports and all the rest, and COVID tests. So welcome, Marcelo. It's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Christine, and thanks everyone to be here tonight. Well, for me, it's not tonight, but I know it's tonight for you there. So it's great. It's great. I'm here in Bogota, Colombia. It's a very nice city, very high in altitude, and we are still far from evening. It was interesting, this topic for me, because at this time with so many things happening, I think most of the lectures and programs and sessions have been on crisis, stress, challenges. And the image in my mind was like, imagine a doctor, and the surgeon, he's operating a patient. And he's in the middle of the operation. It's a very serious case. And then someone comes to the doctor and asks, what about love? Love, I have to help this person to live. What are you talking about? So I decided to work on that topic on myself, to really feel the importance of love. Because sometimes we don't give love the value it has. Maybe because now love is a little cheap. You can just watch a movie and then you feel love, or you can go and eat your favorite food and you feel love, or you can connect to someone from miles and miles of distance and feel love. But it's just love. But to really live love as a value, as an energy that moves you, that's something else. So I'm going to talk in 3 different moments, okay, this lecture. And also we are going to do some meditation in between here and there. I hope you enjoy, okay? I hope you don't change your channel. You keep on there, okay? And let's move on. I want to show you just one slide, 2 people. If you look at their eyes, I think you can see love. It's there. It's somewhere. Well, I won't say names much. Okay, I'm trying to avoid, but that lady there, her son was killed. And that man is the man who killed her son. And she was able to forgive him. She's clear about what he did and the way he did. He is free already from all the jailment, punishment. But her love was so big. And he went to live just beside her next house. So both, they can share something on love. Because that's love. Love heals. Love changes and transforms lives in the ways that you can't even imagine. And you know how I know that? Because I have lived in my life, yes. But in platforms, in social network platforms, according to life and according to a little word that I won't dare to pronounce here in English, algorithm, um, I see love every day. So many stories of love in one way or another. Because, you know, I tell you one thing. Uh, in the Greek mythology, they believe in a cycle. So there is a golden age, silver age, etc. And then at the end of the cycle, there is cycle of time, there is a age, a small age, the age of heroes. And that's what I feel we are living now. We are living an age of heroes. And we saw with the COVID, so many heroes around. I was surrounded by them. In fact, I felt you could see the energy in health, in delivery things, in going around. And you know, and it was amazing. It was really, really amazing. And I realized that love is the secret power of these heroes. And they can be something serious like her or like these people. The man in your left, he's blind. And he got blinded because he was a policeman and he suffered a bomb that exploded. And the man to his right is the man who prepared the bomb. At least he was in the same platoon that prepared the bomb. They met together in a house. In fact, they were sharing the same bedroom. And they realized, well, love. So they travel around talking about forgiveness, about peace. And that's the love that's behind. The love that makes you, okay, I cannot see anymore, but at least my heart is not blind. And that helps a lot. And you know, there is also this lady that out of concern, I prefer to not show her at all. So you can, if you look at very carefully, you can see the shadow there. And she's trying very hard to make a desert into a forest, or at least she's trying to give a little bit of herself. So all these trees, all this bush you see is in the middle of dry area. And now they are reporting many parts of the world, 50 degrees Celsius. That's one of the parts. And she is trying very hard to change things around, to change life. And that's love. That's love. And love is also what made these guys there make a human chain and rescue a dog from a dam. Love so is such an energy, is such a power, because it makes us, all of us, heroes. And even in this very simple case, where a mother just needed a little help from a stranger. So the stranger came to rescue her and just got the baby so the mother could do whatever she had to do at that moment. That's love. So what I realized when I start to work and to think about love was that, wow, it's very deep. It's very, very deep. And maybe you don't realize. Maybe you are doing things that are a part of a hero, but you don't even realize. And because love is behind it. And love makes you the hero to not feel the burden of being the hero. I remember once arriving in London, and I tell you, it's it's quite complicated to go to London in terms of flights and the customs. Oh my God. Remember many years ago, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. So it was like a 2 hours or 3 hours custom to enter this city and be there. And I arrived at the place that has invited me tonight. Thank you. And I was kind of lost, so tired and lost and all. And then one sister of the Brahma Kumaris, she just looked at me. She realized I was tired, and then she went there. She prepared something for me to eat. She helped me to get accommodation settled and all of that. And it was love, love. Because you see, if you don't realize the love, you still are doing. And that's the wonder that I saw. I can see love in this person who is working outside. He earns very little money. He takes care of cars, okay? But he does that every day out of love because he has a family to take care. He has so many things to work. One of them, more than one, he comes like 5 a.m. every single day, and he leaves after 7 p.m. It's a very tough life, and he's always smiling. He's always greeting me. I don't know how he knows my name, by the way. And it's amazing. It's amazing because that's what love does. We are living in a huge crisis, and we cannot deny. It's a crisis in the UK, in Colombia, in my birthplace, Brazil. It's a crisis in my favorite country, India, everywhere. I hear the news, I talk with people there, it's quite complicated. But if love is there, you won't feel the pressure to overcome the challenges, the problems that come on your way. Because sometimes we are funny as people. I mean, we live in a world of challenges. In fact, challenges are fine and they are good. But we try to avoid them. We try to avoid people we don't like. We try to avoid food you don't like. Well, if you avoid broccoli, that's fine. Broccoli, don't try it. Okay. You try to avoid that thing, that job, so many things. We have become, a society that's always avoiding something, avoiding talking about this topic, avoiding showing this situation, avoiding and avoiding and avoiding. Because the pressure is too big. When you accept this is the reality, when you accept that there is a crisis, there is a problem there, oh my God, what to do now? Love. Love is not the answer, it's not the response. Love is the energy that will give you the boost to do something heroic, to do something you can, because it is your life. And in fact, in London, I see so many heroes there. Every time I went there, I saw so many heroes, people who are doing things, wow, much more than their capacity. And that's love. And how to develop that love? That's the other thing I start to think about. And there are basically two ways to develop that love. Because I'm not talking about the love that comes from outside, from movies, etc. I'm not even talking about the love between partners in a marriage or between mother, father, and children, because those type of love, it's different. It's a different category in itself. I'm talking about love as that energy that changes, and changes. And you know what? That energy you have in yourself. And that's the first way to really develop that sense of love. You have that power in yourself, and it's there, it's great, and it is amazing. It's so beautiful. Many times you need a crisis like this one to wake up that love. So I have a friend here in Colombia. I met her first years I was here, and she told me her story, how she was from a high society, and she got sick, extremely sick. She couldn't move, in fact, for 10 years. She was just flat on a bed. After finished her ordeal, so what did she do? She thought, well, I come from a high society, but I don't want to be like those people, really. So she started to use all the power she had, because she had many connections, etc., to help people who were in need. So she started to help women that, because they don't have job, but they have to sustain the household, they have to sell things in the traffic, in the lights. So it's a very tough life. So she started to help them by teach them a business, by teaching them how to create a company. And so she created a foundation about that. The second thing is she couldn't have children. Her body got so damaged that she couldn't have children. So what did she do? She had about 10. Yeah. She adopted about 10 children, mostly men, because she wanted to help men to understand women better. That was her idea. But in fact, I saw love, only love. And I know her husband, and her husband is a very good writer, author here in Colombia. And you see her, you see him. You do the genetics part, you learn in school there, and you sum up, and you look at the children, and you do believe they are their children. In fact, they are. Maybe they were not born from her flesh and blood, but they were born from her love. So instead of falling in a horrible misery that I live 10 years sick, or falling into, let me forget everything I lived and let me go to Germany. Most of her family live in Germany, so let me go there. She speaks perfect German, which is wonderful. I mean, it's amazing to speak German. So let me go there. She decided to stay back here. And she decided to use the love she accumulated and she received during those 10 years to other people. And that source of love we all have. Sometimes we need a crisis, but not always. Not always. Right now, just now, I would like you to just relax. Did I tell you I can see things? Yeah, I can see. I can see you, and I know you have your WhatsApp open and you are typing there. I can see it. So leave it aside for just 1 minute. Just leave aside. Just relax. And the first thing is just feel your love. Just feel that amazing energy, that power. Flowing through your mind, through your heart, flowing through. I am a being of love. And love is not a word, it's a power, it's an energy for the soul to be better. Just experience that love. Just feel love, love. Just feel your eyes are shining brightly. They are just love. Your whole being is love. You know this picture, I was there in India when they were taking these pictures. And I remember thinking of this person because I don't know her. And she was there in the same place I was, but I don't know her. And still, when I look at her eyes, I can see I can see something totally different. I can see love. She's not famous, but she is love, just like you are. You know, love is there. So not the romantic love, not the natural biological love, but love as that power, that energy. It's flowing all the time. And you don't need a crisis really to be loveful. You don't need to have that thing happening, losing your job or anything like that to just feel love. Yeah, you don't need. You just need to realize yourself as love, realizing that power, that energy. So, uh, again, how to do it? Because that's the thing, how to do it. That person I just showed you, she has, she has a formula. Every day she meditates, every day she studies a little bit, every day she works somewhere as a volunteer, maybe as a mother. Every day she goes and she look at her own image in a mirror. Every day she just let love flowing through her. So you can also experience love every day. You can also experience that energy. Because love is one of the original qualities we all have as human beings. This is why love you can understand, and no matter which language or accent. No, one of the things saw in London is not only the language, but the accents. Sometimes there are people I couldn't understand at all. I was in Oxford once, and there were a group of people, and there was one person from the UK, and he was speaking and speaking, and I couldn't grasp what he was talking about. So I look at another person, an American, who speaks English as a native, and asking her, "Do you understand him?" And she said, "No, not at all." So love is not something you need to translate because it's original. It's natural. It's like peace or happiness. It's something everyone is looking for. Amazingly, everyone has it inside. Just like water for the body, right? My body is made of water. This is why I need water all the time. The same way, because I'm made of love, I am made of peace. I look for it. It's natural. It's part of the existence. So I need some formula to help that original quality comes out. Because again, life is tricky and there are too many things. I am too busy to experience love. I'm too busy to live a life full of love. So what to do? Again, you need some formula. You need some meditation, maybe, or you need a different lifestyle. And one thing about love I realize is that every time you love, there is a smile. So look at this group of nuns, Catholic nuns. They are smiling. They are joyful. They probably help each other. Here in Bogota, in the north of the city, there is a monastery. So we have done retreats there. And it's a monastery for elderly nuns. And they all help each other. So the youngest, they help the eldest. And in this way, they live together. They help, they love, because they are like a family. And that's the depths of their love. So love is that quality. To develop it, you don't need the crisis. What you need is realization. You need reasons to look at other people around you, to look at yourself and really use that love. And you see love again in your eyes. You see love in that shine, energy, that beautiful, powerful, that thing that will touch you. You won't be able to name it, but it is there. It's in the naturality. People talk to you. And sometimes very incognito, very secret, very subtle, but it is there. So take that quality and pull it and start to think thoughts of love. So instead of thinking, why is this person doing so much noise? Just think about love, think about how great I am, how great I feel. Yes, that person is doing lots of noise, but I am okay inside. I'm great. I have a nice place to be. Yesterday, it was a rain here, and many people say that Bogota and London, we share the weather. It's kind of, the whole year I wear this. If you watch my video, if you look for Marcelo bulk, so you see a video in January, I have something like this. March, something like this. June, something like this. It's the whole year, But yesterday, particularly, nature was kind of mean. I was outside, so there was shower. I had all the protection, but I never felt so cold in my life, I tell you. It was horrible. But I focused myself on love, on love. That's it. I didn't think about the horrible experience I was having. I didn't think, I hope to reach my place soon. I walked in the same pace, in the same way. I just felt that energy of love. And of course, when I came here, I had to do a whole process to warm up again. But it was a wonderful experience that your love will help you to go through a crisis because it will make you emerge nice thoughts, beautiful experiences. And that will help you, the part of yours that makes decisions, to make better decisions. Let's talk about the opposite. Okay, so you are annoyed because the neighbor's cat is inside your home again. Again, the neighbor's cat came. Oh, it's horrible. So you start to think about the cat, how horrible the cat is. Of course, dogs are much better. That's true. So you start to think so many things, what you would like to do with the neighbor. So many things, bad things happen in your mind. And then you cut your finger because you are trying to cook. But your mind is someone else in a very bad state. And then you become worse and worse and worse and worse. And we saw it globally, like the wave of fear, the wave of horror. The whole world was caught like a web, like a trap. Because we let our thoughts to go into that. But you always can change it by picking love or peace or happiness and just work thoughts on that. It doesn't mean the situation will change. The rain yesterday was horrible, was cold. But with good thoughts, good feelings, I can change the results. I can change so many other things. Imagine if I try to run, and so I'll get, there was so many puddles of water, so I'll get even more water. No, too complicated. Love makes things easy because you realize that, wow, I can do things. I can change the world. I can change at least my word. And that's what I see when I look at this picture. I can see someone trying to change his word. Or in this picture, those two firefighters, and there is a little boy there in the middle. And that little boy, he had, in fact, terminal illness. So that was his experience of being a firefighter, something he wouldn't be able to do. But look at the face of the two men beside him, and you can see love. Even in the other one, he looked a little grumpy, but because probably the water is too strong. But you see, I don't know, I can feel the energy there. I can feel love. Because they didn't allow the thoughts of, oh, this boy is going to die, to come up. And instead, even though they know it, they just enjoy. They are just giving that human being the best, probably, if not the best, at least one of the best experiences in his life. And I'm sure that when he fled, or when he left with that experience of that love, the love he felt from others there. Because that's love. Is that energy that you see in the eyes, is that energy that will change, because the thoughts will change and your decision will be different because you love. When you don't love, sometimes things work, but sometimes they don't. So the reality of love is that it's a quality, and you pick that quality and you start to develop thoughts on it. And I would like you to do this. I said that we'll have some meditation, but not only meditation. If you have a piece of paper, a pen, do you remember pen? Do you still know this? It's funny, no? It's kind of I have pens here for 10 years. I use one pen for 2 or 3 years. Anyway, so you can have a piece of paper, pen, or you can stop WhatsApping. I can see you doing WhatsApp there. So you can stop there and you can use your mobile to write some things. And I would like you to think about one situation you are going through now, right now. I mean, now, not now, this moment, but this time, like this month or this year. Maybe it's an unemployment, a bad situation. Maybe you had a conflict with another person. Yes, the neighbor's cat has come again. Yeah, that's one point. So just think about one bad situation in your life and write. And now write thoughts of love. It doesn't mean that I'll love the cat. No, it just means that I'll love so much myself that I'm not going to be annoyed. I love so much myself that I'll be kind. Very soon there will be a day of kindness. I love so much myself that I won't lose my peace. I won't stop smiling because this is happening. So I'd like you to do this exercise. So take a piece of paper right there in the top, the situation. You don't need to put many words, you know the situation. But write the types of thought that love will make emerge. The types of thought that will experience love even though you are not in a nice moment. 1 minute or 2 minutes, I don't know if there is anybody there who can put a little music. If it's not, no problem. Just 1 minute or 2 minutes there. Oh, because someone can just come up. So I'm just giving an exercise. So take a sheet of paper, just put a situation, bad situation you're going through, and just write things relate to love that you could think, even though you are in that situation, without ignoring the situation. Just think about other thoughts you can have during that time. Okay, so you can do that. You can even do the opposite exercise just to watch your thoughts. When something that's annoying you happen, just check which type of thoughts you are having. And you know, not all thoughts will be related to the situation. Let's say yesterday I got wet by the rain, but I start to have thoughts about my unemployment. They are uncoordinated, but sometimes bad situations, they make emerge other feelings. And you see, you can change your thoughts just by applying love. And the last part of the lecture is in relation to the second source of love. And the second source for me is God. For many people, maybe God will have another name, or some maybe don't believe in God, but they believe in something higher. And there is one person I remember very well, and she was someone I met many, many years ago. She had so much love for God. And again, you can see that love in her eyes. You can see the smile there. It's always there. And God creates the sense of love. Why? Because there are many situations, no matter how saintly you are, how angelic you are, there will be situations that you can't stand. Okay, so 2 cats from the neighbor came, so that's horrible. So in that case, when things are too much for me, for you, there is always God. And God is like that sun that's shining, that sun that's giving heat, it's giving light, it's giving that power. And when I experience that type of love, well, reality will be different for me too, because I'll be able to cross some type of barrier. We talked at the beginning that I feel this is an age of heroes, and I feel the secret power of us heroes is love. And well, when I look at Daddy Prakashmani, who is the person I'm showing the face here, I also can see this old man. I think he's more well known, the Dalai Lama. And I can see the love he has. So much love, so much. And he went through very bad situations. Very bad things happened to him. And yet, love is there. That's the love that comes from this higher energy, this supreme soul. Because besides being a sun, you can also think of God as an ocean of love. So you can go and merge into that love. You can feel that love just making things tasting different, just making things much better than they are. Because that's the power God's love has. It changed the reality completely. I came to a country that was in a very bad shape in terms of there was a civil war going on here. In fact, it was not in the news. Only when I came here, I started to realize that, and I have seen this so many times, how much the belief in God can change a person's perspective in relation to other things. There's a small story. It's about a man who is still around, and he is a facilitator of nonviolence. So one of his roles in the Civil War was to negotiate the liberation of hostages. In one case, particularly, the hostage was a priest. So the guerrilla, they were requesting a bishop to come there. So there was a team of people, so my friend, the facilitator, the bishop, and other people, so they went there to meet the guerrilla. When they met, the commander said, well, the priest is yours, you can take him, but he's not here. He's there, so much farther. I mean, these guys, they walk a lot, okay? Like what, 1 day or half a day. but the bishop has to stay back. So of course the team protest. They didn't want to leave the bishop there because there could be a hostage situation also. But the bishop was a very good man. So he said, no, you go, I'll be here. So they went there and they took the priest and they came back. They took the bishop and they left. When they were leaving, he asked the bishop what happened. So the bishop said, well, he wants to confess. You know, it's one of sacraments in Catholicism. So you confess, you tell your sins to a priest and you are absolved of those. And that story touched me so much because even so that person was involved in a war, still there was some love there somewhere. And that love, only God was able to make it visible, to make it emerge. There are things like this. And when I look at the Dalai Lama, I see that. When I look also Daddy Manoha, one of our daddies from Brahma Kumaris, one of our founders, also I can see the same thing. How God can change someone so deeply, so deeply. So again, love is a quality. You pick that quality, you make thoughts of love emerging, and then you make decisions on that basis. But when the situation is too bad, you won't be able, your mind will be like clouded and many things happening, be like, oh, like this. So you connect the part that makes decision. You make that part that generates thoughts to connect with God, both, and to start to think of God in that loveful sense. And you start to feel that love, which is not present in the environment. It's not there. But you'll be able to feel it inside yourself. And two last examples of that love, Mother Teresa. In South America, the first place she came was here in Colombia, because she started her work as Mother Teresa, as we know, in Kolkata. And so here in Colombia, we have Cucuta. So she came here. So the first place in South America to establish a place for her was here. And that's the amount of love she has. But it's a love, again, that generates things, that changes reality. No, there is one situation someone's telling me once about how they were opening a place in New York. And she wanted that place to be okay, to be great. So she invited personally the mayor of New York and the governor of the state of New York to come. And she was able to get both of them with just a 3 days notice. And they went happy. They were happy with her. They felt honored. They felt honored to be invited by her. So that's the power of love. It gives you such a strength that you are able to go over all these things that happen in your mind. You just connect to God. You just merge yourself in that ocean of love. So if you there, my brother, my sister, my friend, if you're going through some bad situation right now, too bad, even to write in a piece of paper as I was doing the exercise, just go deeply into the ocean of love. Just experience God's love. The ocean doesn't discriminate. A saint can go to the ocean. A thief can go to the ocean. A child and an elderly man, any color, anyone. They all will have the same experience if they want. So you can just relax and just experience that, but not right now. We are going to do a meditation at the end. So just 1 minute or two more, 5 minutes more, I think. And the last person is someone who lived in London. I think many of you have met her personally or have heard about her. She passed away last year. I was in India there when she got extremely sick, but I had to leave before the gates of the world were closing. I was just coming out of India. It was like behind me, all the doors were closing behind. So Daddy Janki, she is an example of love. It was not a soft love, I tell you. And it was not a love that you sometimes imagine, like this drawing of a heart and butterflies and little flowers. That was the love of a mother who wants to give the child proper food, proper education, proper clothing. It was a love of someone that was my experience, was always concerned about the others. Because that's something else. When you are connected to the ocean of love, anyone you see will see you as a river of love. And they will experience from you that love too. They will experience, even so it's a drop of love, they will experience that. And nowadays, so many people are needing, right? Maybe you are in a bad situation, I am in a bad situation. Maybe I need love, but I'm sure there are people who need much more than me. They need that energy that will make their minds to think different thoughts so that the decisions will be better, or they will be able to connect to God and go beyond that horrible, terrible place they are right now. So that's the last thing you can think about love, because when you have a life full of love, others will feel your love. They will experience that. So I would like to do the last meditation. And again, just relax yourself. The WhatsApp, please relax it. Okay? Just enjoy these moments. They are yours. Okay? So forget about the world just for a few minutes. And let's go into the sun of love and the ocean of love. So let me feel myself light and physically light. So let me accommodate myself in such a way that I feel light. And light in my mind too. Because love does not have a weight. It's just something that flows. And just feel that love within. Deep love. And now look at the sun of love. Okay, it's night maybe, but just visualize in your mind bright light, irradiate warmth, power, burning any bad experiences. And I feel loved by the sun of love, God, or whatever name you use, Shiva. Just experience that love coming to you now. And I go further in my mind. I go to a beach, to a place so beautiful. And I am in front of the ocean of love. I merge myself into the ocean. I feel I am covered with love. I am love. And God embraces me, accepts me as I am. Just like the ocean accepts you, in the same way, I feel I'm part of this wonderful, wonderful family where God is my Father and everyone is part of my family. So I come out from this ocean slowly, dripping, and I give love to everyone. I just give a bit of love to the people who have been serving me all this time, to the people who have been part of my relatives, friends, my social circle, to the people I don't know much, but I see quite often around, to the people I don't know anything, but I know they exist. And I feel my love reaching them, touching them, helping them to have different thoughts, making different decisions, all because of love. And anytime I feel I'm not accessing that type of love, I can just stop 1 minute and I just can go within and feel that love. I can go to God and experience that love. I can go to others and give that love. So now I can breathe deeply, because normally when we meditate, the breath is a little slow, and I can come back slowly to continue this journey of love. Thank you very much. Thank you so, so much.
Well, I want to thank you, Marcelo, so much. You shared so many, beautiful examples, and those faces. I remember those faces. I wasn't there when those were taken, but have seen them so many times. Those eyes are just so arresting. Really, you can't move away from them, can you? They just draw you in, and all those lovely examples you take. And so I'm taking this. Love is a power, and love is an energy, and love changes things. And I like that age of heroes. So the secret weapon is love, isn't it? I really like that. And you shared so many extraordinary things, and then the power of God in whatever form we believe that helps us when we're not managing to tap into that love in these so many difficult situations that we're all facing, that the world's facing. And I thought that you gave so many examples of love, but actually the biggest example was you, Marcelo, because I could, and I'm sure the others could, if they could avoid their WhatsApp, which you kept reminding them about, which made me laugh. The cat, the neighbor's cat. But I could, over all that distance from Colombia, which I've never been to, across the airwaves, through the Zoom, I could feel that love emanating from you. So you were the love, really. You were the example of love to go with all the other examples you gave. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for some reason, it was the bit about broccoli that I liked, because it reminded, it's interesting how when somebody says something or something happens, it triggers a memory, because I've got 3 children and they're nearly all, well, 2 in their 40s and 1 nearly 40s, all with their own families now. But I can remember my youngest son, Alistair, who's now over 40, and as a little boy, chasing this tiny bit of broccoli around the plate. And in the end, I had compassion for him, said, "It's okay. You can leave that piece of broccoli, Alistair." Now he likes broccoli. So everything changes. Everything changes, and love changes everything. So I could feel that love for him, actually. And I still have a lot of love for him, for all of them, but not just my children. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the invitation, for everything. And
no, the thanks to you, really. Thank you, Marcelo. So just left to me to say thank you to everybody else for leaving their WhatsApp and joining us. I'm sure they weren't. But it was a good reminder, though. And so next week, something very different, because we've got a program called Voices from COP26, because we had a pre-COP program, and now this is the post-COP program, or about to finish. So we've heard lots of, if you're interested, lots and lots of news from COP, and there's been a big delegation from the Brahma Kumaris. And so next Thursday, week today, we've got 4 people, particularly Sister Genti, who's been to many of climate change conferences in the past, but this is a particularly important one, and it was taking place in Glasgow, our Glasgow. And with her 3 other co-delegates, Golo Pilz, Sonia Olsen, and Maria Fondes. So they'll be sharing their experiences and their thoughts about COP, and that'll be very live, because they're only just returning. So please join us next week. And if you want to read more about that event or any of the others that are coming up, then please visit our website, which is globalcooperationhouse.org. So please join us next week. Thank you for joining us now. Have a good evening, and farewell, Marcelo. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.